Here's part two of the stream, which I'm about done anyway, but apparently it tells me about an hour. I usually use a second or a third party live stream, and this, trying to get used to just the YouTube version, if possible. In any case, that's the third time that YouTube has just muffed me up. In any case, if you just joined this particular one, I have a live stream that's before this. I'll attach the link below after it's all completed. And therefore, that's where we're at right now. So we just did finishing the derailleur cables and finish that up. And going through the shifting. Put a little lube on there. A little lube, gotta do it. And with regular Teflon, or not Teflon, well maybe it's Teflon, petroleum-based or wax-based, not the drip wax or the hot wax. You put it on, then you wipe off the excess for like Finish Line or whatever brands you have out there, that kind of thing. I should have started this in a vertical anyway, because that's what's more popular. All right, so shifting is done, brakes are done, wheels have been trued, frames have been cleaned up. Waiting for bar tape, it's on its way, so that'll be coming in. I did want to show though, this here, if you have a seat post like this, there's a limit line going too far in. This is too far in. I don't know if they adjusted this for the person yet, so I'm just going to put a little tape to mark it. And tell them, like, you can't clamp there. It's not safe. It's going to shift and be all weird. And there's a minimum line, which also on used bikes, when you buy used bikes, check the seat post. Sometimes people like to get creative and cut these things. You want to make sure you can see the height limit line for safety. So you have all this, but there's a minimum line, which is here. So it has to be within this range. If it's too low or too high, no bueno. You got to get a different seat post or a different bike. In any case, so we're going to put this back at more of a higher one. Not sure how tall the person is going to be riding this. And the seat tilt needs to be adjusted. Since this has a open seat, it's a little bit easier to do. It has a bolt here that's an anchor bolt. Then it has a bolt underneath, pulled back so you can see. And what they were doing is doing something weird. You just loosen up the back bolt so you can get that to pitch forward. To the desire, and then you adjust this down, which he probably cross-threaded it. Or something. Something's not right. Yeah, that doesn't look right. All right, I'm gonna get all the floppy bits out of here so I can at least see what the heck is going on. This doesn't thread into the carbon, it threads into a wedge or a bolt that's in there. So, oh yeah, cross-threaded it in there, so looks like there's enough material on this side to work, but I'm going to do it not in the carbon. So I can clean those threads up. There we go. Should be enough threads to hold it just fine. If not, he has to get a new seat post. Okay. Careful when you do this, it might get a little hot because of the friction. And hopefully I can get it to catch. Whew. That's why these little pokers come in handy. Line it up, get it in place. There we go. Oh, okay, we're good. We're good now. I think so. All right. These are nice saddles too. This is where they started measuring widths, so for sizing and so forth. And this is what they call a carbon, basically plastic, with a hollow chromoly tubing on these. So try to get the top part on, and then you try to get the wedge in there. Screw it out a little bit. That's where seat post clamps can be really infuriating for a lot of people. There's a lot of different parts going on, you know, and sometimes they get really creative on making these things because of patents and all sorts of weird stuff. All right, so, all right, got that in there. So the front bolt that I was meddling with, that adjusts the pitch of the saddle. And when they come in, I'll do adjustments if need be, or show them how to use it. And then tighten the back. When you tighten the back, it is going to drop the back part down. So you want to make sure that's good to go. There you go. There you go. A nice flush saddle. Right there, proper. Okay, so I addressed their issues that they had when they brought in the bike. Shifters are all gummed up. They couldn't get them to shift, and also the cables need to be replaced. They couldn't figure that out, so I got that taken care of. So I got new cables and housing throughout. I'll put the caps on here afterwards, after I get the tape. So adjusted the brakes, adjusted the, true the wheels, the hubs, make sure they're all adjusted correctly. Reinstalled the wheels and new cables and housing to the derailleurs, adjusted those. So it shifts and it stops, everything in the stand. Adjusted issue on the saddle here that they had. So that's all adjusted for them. So now we're just waiting for bar tape to finish this project up. So as you've seen the other video, that just stopped in midstream. Apologize for that. It took me over an hour, hour and a half, probably to do this particular tune-up. You're looking at hourly rates at a lot of shops. This one's a $100 tune-up, so I'm basically roughly making $33 an hour. Then you have the drop-off and pickup time, which is another, say another half an hour. And taking the bar pits, the paperwork and all that is probably another half an hour. So it's about 4 hours for that basic tune-up, which I'm making $25 an hour, which is just shy of minimum wage. And that doesn't cover the costs of lights and tools and training and tacos for Tuesday. Just to give you the idea. That's how, so when you go in and you see a package from a bike shop and you're doing a tune-up, keep mindful of how that's broken down, how many hours. And sometimes they'll put an hourly rate to those so you can kind of know, which I do on mine too, so what you're looking at. Not that I'm really too concerned about that. My overhead's pretty low. I enjoy doing these kinds of things, but you might be in a neck of the woods where you're working more of a high volume shop and they are looking at all those line items and so forth. So in any case, pretty cool bike. And again, I mentioned before in the other video that I've done a lot of these, refurbishing them, and they are pretty solid. And a lot of people have bought these bikes, have got a lot of life out of them, a lot of use for them. So it's a smaller frame. It's probably a small on their compact design. This is when they switched over in the early 2000s to compact versus small, medium, large, extra large versus 52, 54, 56, 58, and also variations of those from centimeters, that kind of thing. So in any case, there's that. Waiting for the bar tape to come in, and then I'll wrap it up literally, and it'll be good to go. Any case, thanks for hanging out with me. I know this is a shorter one. The other one, I'll have to double check and see if it's live yet. To go back and do back-end YouTube stuff to see if it'll work out. You'll see more videos like this on this old bike. Thank you for hanging out with me. I am Justin from Inoa Guy Bicycles. And until next time, if it's nice in your neck of woods, like it is here, go for a ride, which I'm going to do a quick lunch and go for a ride. Thanks for all those who chimed in on the chat, and thank you for watching. And until next time, have a wonderful day. How do I turn this thing off now? Oh, that's what that X is for. Kills it. Boop. But it didn't give me that option before. Mechanic trying to do YouTube. Sorry.